I have the most beautiful, lovely, luscious, gorgeous, amazing fucking human being. And you just fucking hit 1,000,000 on TikTok.
Yes, I did. I'm so excited.
How did it feel?
Yeah. It feels fucking amazing because I used to work for somebody, and we just didn't have a great relationship, and I always just was like, it was like I was in a band and I really wanted to be the front man, and I wasn't. I just wasn't. It's not like it was my place. I just wasn't. And so I had a goal that I wanted to hit 1,000,000 organically
Yeah.
in a year. And I fucking did it in 10 months.
You fucking did it in 10 months. I remember when I just want to like go back to when I first saw you. I think one of the first videos I ever saw of you, I think I might have actually cried because I was like, this is exactly what Gabies need right now is like a fucking voice to say, hey, I'm a Christian mother and I fucking accept you. Like, I thought, because you know how you start the videos? It's like, your hook is like, I'm a Christian mother. Are you LGBTQ? And you think that you're about to yell at them, like, how dare you? And so I'm like, who is this fucking bitch right now about to tell these gays? And then there you were, and I was like, no, this is my bitch, is what she is. She's my bitch. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you. That makes
You're
me
welcome.
feel good.
You deserve all the fucking success. Seriously.
Oh, thank you.
And Rosie O'Donnell follows you and me now.
Yes, we have mutual friends now.
Right. We are best friends with Rosie O'Donnell. How's it feel to be best friends with Rosie O'Donnell?
It's wonderful. It's amazing. Actually, this is what it is. It shows the support that I have from my babies. Because if I need somebody's attention, yeah, Rosie fucking O'Donnell, right? Like, that's fun. Like, I want to play that. But also, if it's just I see a TikTok that rips my heart out,
yeah,
and I duet that, I can post anything and tell my babies help me, and they just blow up my comments with tags and make duets and message them, and they make sure that whoever it is sees that I'm there.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. That's like, that's family. So.
Right. And to know that you have that fucking reach, that you can put a message out there and know, because of your following and because of the people that back you and that support you, know that that message is going to be fucking heard. You know what I mean? That's incredible.
I just realized something.
Uh-oh.
I'm not playing catch up. I've already answered like 3 questions, and we made a deal. I have Fireball that I would do shots for questions.
So how many have I asked? One or 3?
We call it 2.
We'll do 2. We'll stick in the middle. It's technically 2.
Okay. And then I also have a rule that I do 3/4 shots, because 3/4 shots, I'm a happy girl. And full shots, I'm a throwing up girl.
That quarter really makes the difference.
It does. I'm sorry. Okay, so 2 years in a row.
Okay, you go, girl. I just want to say, while you're taking those shots, I would be drinking with you, but I gave up drinking for a little bit now.
Well, I fully support that.
Thank you. I mean, I will definitely be. I'm not sober for life, but I want to see how long I can go, like for a mental clarity thing, you know?
Yeah, and that's kind of interesting. Here goes number 2.
Number 2, numero dos.
Oh, so one-eyed for
the one-eyed pirate, Mama Jill Wallace. Arg. Oh, nice cup.
It's Carly's. I was like, bitch, I'm stealing your cup.
Now, what's in that cup? This is not an official question.
This is Pepsi.
Pepsi. Oh, you're chasing with Pepsi.
Yes. I
need to
chase with something.
All right.
Usually I chase with Pepsi and Captain, but I figured if I'm doing this many shots and God knows how much time, we're just going Pepsi.
Okay. All right. All right. I feel you. You're gonna be I'm gonna need you to, after this whole thing is done, send me some like personal videos of you drunk, or make a TikTok and just be like, Tori motherfucking Franco.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna have to batch some TikToks after this. Oh, the fun part is Dado doesn't know that this is what he's coming home to.
What time is he gonna be home?
Whenever. He just has one of those jobs where he's a service guy, so he has calls and he never knows how long they're gonna last. So he could show up any second or at 10. Like,
Oh, I hope it's at 10 when you're like good and lit.
just hammered. He's just
Yeah.
gonna be like, thank you, and take me to bed.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Thank you, Tori. I'm gonna need a message from him on TikTok. Like, thank you. You got me laid. Not that I need to help in that department, but
I have a million kids. I'm pretty easy, apparently.
so that brings me to my next question. How's your cooter catter doing? Oh shit, she's taking a shot. That was a joke, but all right, your dedication to this is.
Did that answer your question? No, it's fine. However, I love popping in on other people's live streams. What I really love is when I pop in and they're doing some scandalous shit, because they're always like, "Oh, mom's here."
It's like when you walk into your kid's room and they don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I popped in on a live and they were doing not Never Have I Ever. No, is that Never Have I Ever? Yeah. And so, but it was all sexual, and they were like, "Never have I ever like hurt myself," and I was like, "Oh, I have," and they're like, "Oh my gosh."
Well, well, I had a couple of my questions had to do with sex, and I was like, but I know you enough to know that I could probably ask you any fucking thing. I have to know. This is my first question, and I'm not trying to be creepy, all right? But have you ever, I don't think I ever asked you this. Have you ever had a lesbian experience? She just, for those of you just listening, she just took a shot.
I have not.
You haven't?
I've never had a queer experience, but I have really, really wanted to before.
What? Okay, this is a follow-up question. You can or cannot take a shot. You don't have to. It's not required. This is optional.
Okay.
What stopped you from it? Like if you wanted to.
Being in a committed relationship.
Oh, all right. All right, duh. Okay. That makes sense. Good. All right. Faithfulness.
So, and I have already said, if like, I don't know what, there's really, with what's going on with their country, there's no way to joke about if Dado dies, but like if something happens to my husband, I am 100% certain that I will not marry a cisgendered man.
I remember you saying that you're not gonna marry, you're gonna marry a trans man. Yeah.
He's home.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. Hi, babe.
Hi, Dado.
I'm doing a podcast with Tori, and I'm taking shots of Fireball before every question.
What is it?
And he said, "Wow." And if you get lucky later, she wants a TikTok. He said, awkward.
Not of the tell him, just make it clear I don't want a TikTok of the sex.
I just realized you both said the same thing. She doesn't want a TikTok like of. You never got the tips, so you don't know. Well, I can tell you that I wouldn't still be with you if you needed the tips, babe.
Right. I mean, that's true. Yeah.
Shout out to Dado. I have told my husband, watching lesbian TikTok, I am very happy that I have the type of man who would do cartwheels in bed to make sure that I was fully taken care of.
That's just it. That just seems like how he is.
It is. He's such a giving man. I love him so much.
Right. So that, I guess that answers my next question is, how's your sex life, which I would assume is good.
perfect. Because I have a mother who told me you never marry a dick you haven't tried out first.
Oh, right.
So
Okay, mom.
but okay, so let's just talk about it because might
Yeah.
as well talk about the Christian mom saying no, go have sex. There's a difference between having a whole bunch of sex because you're not in a healthy place,
Yeah.
and I have been there. I have used sex as a weapon for towards myself.
To
Like
numb
I,
yourself.
oh yeah, like it's, and so I've been there.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between that and being in a committed relationship, being in a loving relationship. And I almost said monogamous because that's my deal, but it's not everybody's. And I respect that as well. But
Hmm.
just being in that sort of committed relationship and being like, you know what, this is the next step that we want to have. It's not for everybody. I'm not saying if you wanted to save yourself for marriage, oh, please don't. But I'm glad I didn't.
Honestly, I'm glad I'm not doing that. I haven't. I mean, obviously, my sexual experiences have not been conventional because I'm gay.
Yeah.
So why would I then abide by obviously the save yourself for marriage thing anyway? But that is how I think sex with a person is how you kind of deepen your connection too, especially if there's feelings behind it and stuff like that.
Yes. And Sean put in the work. And I don't just mean because I'm a pillow princess, but he put in
Oh,
but he put in the work because I didn't know that you could have the lights on and look each other in the eyes and things could be slow and it's okay.
yeah. You didn't he kind of taught you how to have that love behind the sex.
Yes. And that was after the marriage. I don't have the video anymore, but if you had watched us get married, the one thing he told me, he's like, you wouldn't look me in the eyes. And I couldn't.
Aw.
Just because I have so much past damage. But he tore that down, and that was by just being there every single time I needed that comfort. Every single time I felt insecure, whether it was about my body or the pleasure my body was experiencing. I can't tell you how long. I can tell you it was a couple years that I would literally get to like the point and be like, okay, 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 I'm done.
Of coming.
Yes.
Girl, you just answered my question. I was gonna say because of the things that you.
I feel a shot's coming.
No, I have so many questions now. Because here's the thing. I have a couple of questions. You can choose to take the shots right up front or as you answer, whatever it is. My first question was, did it take you a while to come because of that trust factor? So you answered that. You can elaborate on that if you want. The second question is, did you ever, out of fear, deny your feelings and like even try to trick yourself into saying like, no, I'm not in love, or like, you know what I mean? Like try and run away from your feelings or whatever. Did that ever happen
Yes.
with Dado?
Hmm. So when I met him,
uh,
and that needed a chaser.
I'm getting so, oh my God. You're giving me,
I get so manic when I talk to him. Like, ah,
I know. I'm like a giddy fucking schoolgirl right now.
I'm so funny because I was literally Snapchatting Carly, like pouty faces, like I'm so stressed and you're not here to hug me, and he's like, "It's fucking Tori. You love Tori.
Oh.
What are you doing?" I'm like, ah. But
uh,
so when I met Sean, I had come out of a marriage
uh,
of a man that I started talking to when I was 12 years old.
okay.
Um, and neither one of us treated each other right. Like there were times when we were teenagers that I cheated on him during the marriage. He was a scoundrel. But I'm not like, oh, this man's horrible. That's not who he was.
Yeah.
He just has a really hard time keeping faithful, and that's continued on through his life, and he's not thrilled with it, and he's talked openly to me about it and our children about it. But that's his
This isn't Dado, right?
No, no, no. This is my first husband.
This I was gonna say, okay.
So when I met Dado, I was dating and I did date, but I had this rule. It was a 6-week rule. If I was still dating you at 6 weeks, bye. Like,
Like you were running away.
yeah, I literally broke it off. Literally broke it off. Just, I can't. I'm not going to get attacked. Like, I'm in control. I'm in control of my sex life. I'm in control of, like, I'm a single mom and this is my deal. Like, 6 weeks.
Okay.
This asshole was like, when he realized it, he literally hollered from the other room, "Are my 6 weeks up yet?" At 6 months.
Get the fuck.
Yeah. He was my best friend. So
Ugh.
yeah, we were in love, but like, I wasn't giving him up. He was my best friend. He still is. Like, I wasn't going to sacrifice that. And part of me, like, it's so interesting because if you've ever been in love, the idea that you can decide who you fall in love with or who you want, and the fact that love and lust are two different creatures. I have lusted after human beings, including you, my love.
Oh.
But
My nipples just got hard.
but I'm in a monogamous relationship, and that's
right.
love. And there's times there's this joke that's like, so what is it? We always have fuck you sex. Sometimes we just grab hold of each other and we're like, I can't wait to fuck you. And other times we pass each other in the hallway and we're like, fuck you.
Right.
It's not that we're always amazing, but he's my husband. He is the person that I am doing life with, period.
He's your person.
He's my person.
But did you know that from the, or did it take time for you to realize and accept that?
Well, I knew that I didn't want to lose him. And that was the thing, is also, like, I was just, I wasn't in a committed relationship when I met him, and I was purposely not. You know, I always encourage young people, I'm like, stop getting in committed relationships if you're not ready. Like, if you're ready, dive in. But if you're not ready, stop diving in. Like, it's okay to be that person that's like, listen, I'm having fun with you. I love to go on a date. I love how we're talking, but this is not monogamous. This, like, I'm not ready for a committed relationship. And that person can choose to stay with you or not. But be very clear. Don't cheat on people. Don't tear them down. Don't hurt them in ways that they may never recover from and love right.
Right.
Just tell them. And that was me. I was like, I'm not in a committed relationship. And I had a few people that I was hanging out with. I wasn't hooking up with everybody at that time because I had grown out of that stage, but I was hanging out with.
Yeah.
I hooked up with Dado, and I can remember. Want to say hi real quick, babe?
Hi, Dado. I love you.
She's saying I love you. That I can remember laying in that bed after I kicked him out of my house because it was 5 a.m. and I was terrified my kids were going to wake up and find him there. I can remember laying in that bed and just thinking to myself, he does not share. So if I want to try this, I can't talk to anybody else anymore, period.
Right.
And he didn't tell me that. I knew that that was the man he was because he was my friend first. And I knew that I wanted to see where it was. And so I immediately, it was before cell phone, so it's not like I texted everybody. I just immediately stopped talking to anybody else. And when they did call, I was just like, I'm in a relationship. And they were like, okay, cool. So that I knew instantaneously that he was not a human being who was like, I'm cool with dating whoever. His heart's either in or out of something. And, but like I said, like, I still didn't know. He made all the right steps and we got engaged and we got married and even we had Hagen. And then we separated for 6 months. Like,
you guys separated?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
He used to have really bad anger issues.
You did or he did?
He did.
And so you guys separated to figure it out.
Yeah.
This podcast
He's like, this podcast isn't to sell me down the river.
He's like, where the fuck is this podcast going right now?
So it wasn't, I need to preface, it wasn't a me thing. Meaning me physically. So it was just, it was the words that would come out of his mouth.
Right.
That's who his dad was. And so it was one night, he got furious because we had a new puppy, and the puppy taught the older dog, let's get in the trash, that the older dog had never done in years, and it was all over the backyard. And he was tired and worn out, and he said, I'm gonna fucking kill those dogs. And he walked outside. And I walked back into the back of the room, and my 4 children from my first marriage were, I'm trying to think of how old they were. I can't even remember. They were young, not babies, but Moxie, Jaden age. Okay. And they were in one child's room, staring into the backyard. The older kids were holding the younger ones, and they were crying. And they're like, is dad gonna kill the dog? And I realized that they believed it. And because that wasn't part of their reality. And there had been little things before, holes in walls, yelling at people that cut them off in traffic. So I locked down, and I was like, you have to leave. And he was like, he was literally, what the fuck are you talking about? And I said, you are only in their life because I put you there. And if you can't do what you need to do, then you need to leave. And Hagen was 6 months old.
Wow.
Stop. I wish you could see him. He literally has his head to the stove, and he's going, turn it on, Jaden. Get me out of my misery.
Well, let him know that you were just talking about how well he pleases you in bed right before this. So, like,
Jaden's also right here.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, we can't say that then.
I'll tell later. So he left. Because that's who he is. It wasn't some huge thing. He said, okay. And he went into the room and grabbed a couple things, and he walked out the door quietly. And he went to his mom's, and he stayed there. And for 6 months, we worked on us, and he worked on him. And I love to tell the day I knew how deep he was in this. My mother had sent him a book called it was called Light Her Fire. Oh. And my mom sent him the book, and I went to pick up our son, James, my biological son. He stayed involved with all the kids, even though we were separated. He was at his football practice, just chilling out in case James needed him, because I was at work. And I walked up, and all the men are over here gathered, and Sean's sitting in the bleachers, openly reading this book, not trying to hide it, nothing else. And I walked up and sat down. I'm like, did you have to give somebody your man card to do that? But in that moment, I knew that nothing mattered to him more than saving our marriage. And he worked on him. And it's not that he doesn't battle it. I have begged him and begged him and begged him. I'm like, talk about your anger on TikTok. But it's hard. It's hard to be that vulnerable. But there's no holes in my walls, and my kids aren't threatened, and nobody feels unsafe. It's just, he's managed that. And I just think that so many, it doesn't matter about gender. It doesn't matter. So many humans deal with that. Deal with the fact that they grew up with a shitty deck of cards and being defensive because they've had to fight and scrap their way through everything is just who they are.
Yeah.
Just like I grew up with a mom who was the biggest hippie on the planet. So basically, if Miley Cyrus had a kid, that was me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my mom's she finds the good in everything. And if she doesn't like it, she just smokes a joint and she's fine. So
I love her.
It was just an opposite thing. If somebody slams into me in a store, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, excuse you.
Yeah.
No, it's just a difference. And so, but I wouldn't be with him if he had grown from that man. And then we had Jaden and Moxie, and like, it's a long way from there.
Were you afraid that things wouldn't work out?
Terrified.
You were. I love that you immediately have a shot fucking ready.
Pouring them one for next question. This is where I'm at.
Get the
I'm
fuck.
thinking somewhere around here. I'm not going to know my name. What'd you ask? I already forgot.
Were you afraid that that was it, that it was over?
Yes. To the point that I almost fell in love with somebody else.
Wow, really? Can I ask you a question? This is another question. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've been grappling with this because I have my own personal stuff going on romantically right now. And how do you know if you're in love with somebody?
Charlie says, well, do you want to kiss them? But I feel that love is different. Do you want to tolerate their shit? No. but it is. It's like, I love love. Like,
So do I.
I can't tell you how much I love to watch people fall in love. I love to be in love. I love to flirt with love. I just love it.
Me too.
I love it. And so for me, it's literally that all consuming. It goes beyond, is this convenient and fun? It goes beyond that, because I do think it's important to have boundaries. Just like I did that day, where I was like, if this is the man you are, I
don't want, right. No matter how much I love you. Yeah.
You have to have boundaries for your safety, for your children's safety,
for your well-being.
Yes, they have to be there. But when it comes to the little stuff, like, does it really matter that they don't put the toilet seat down, or that they don't put the laundry away, or that, and to me, it's like that commitment, being in a marriage, being, I don't know, he always knows how long we've been together. Hagen's been longer than that. But being in a committed marriage means that shit's not always going to be great. There's going to be times that you're having sex twice a day, and then there's going to be times that you don't have sex for 6 months. Right. But are you still there? Is it about that? Or is it about, like, that's the thing. Sean has my back. I'm very open that I'm bipolar. I have anxiety. And so he has my back in a way that nobody ever has before. When he's on his way home, because he usually calls me on his way home, he's like, I'm on my way. And I'm like, okay, well, the house is a disaster. I have no idea what we're eating. He says, cool, we'll order a pizza, and how about we snuggle down and watch a movie? Not, well, I'm working and you committed to take care of the house and the kids. What the fuck?
Right.
He supports me as a human being, period. Whether I'm great or awful.
Do you think, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nope, it's okay, go ahead.
Would you say, this might be a 2-part question too. Would you say that being in love, when you think of your life without that person, that there's kind of like an empty hole, like something's missing without that person?
Yeah.
Like you can't explain it, but when you
I don't know if you heard it. Jane just burped really loud.
He burped? Oh, I thought it was a fart.
It was not a fart.
No. I'm dead right now. I heard something. I'm like, what was that?
Okay, repeat your question.
Oh, well, I guess like when I think of being in love, right? I think of that person is like your person, the person that you want to tell all the bad shit to, the person you want to tell all the good shit to, the person when you see something funny on TikTok, they're the first person you think of, like, oh my God, this person would fucking die laughing, and you just want to, like, that to me is what it is, I guess. And when when you picture your life without that person, it's just not as good.
It's not. Here we go.
Okay. Damn, you're like 6 shots, maybe more than 6 shots in.
I don't know. We're gonna. I promised that I wouldn't have to go to the hospital. But I weigh 250 pounds. I'm open about my weight. I don't care. So I got this.
You can do it.
So when yes, Sean is the this is the key, though I think this is super important.
Mhm.
Nothing's great without him. Like, yes, I want to share things with him. I want to show him things, but also it's the commitment to who we are, because he also knows that there's certain things that I see on, let's just say TikToks, right? There's certain TikToks that I'm like, oh shit, I gotta show Sean. There was this funny TikTok the other day that was, I love that. Hagen's gonna kill me. Please forgive me because I'm going in and you haven't heard me and Carly joke about this. Have you heard that TikTok that's like, blah, 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 wee, blah, 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 wee, blah, blah, wee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is it's badabadoo-ba-dee, but for some reason I go blah, 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 blah. Well, Hagen can't do blah, 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 blah. She goes and I'm like, bitch, you better be straight.
You guys, if you're just listening to this, you got to watch the video on YouTube.
So why was I even telling you that? Now you've got drunk mama. I hope you're fucking happy.
We've unlocked drunk mama. Yes. New character has been unlocked.
So, for some reason, I was trying to tell you that. I love that sound. I know that was going to come up, but there's some TikToks I watched that. Oh, this is why. There's a TikTok with some bitch holding a credit card, and she says above her, trying to explain to my husband what happened to our bank account. And every time it says "we," she points it, and it says like Target.
Got it.
And so I send that to Dado because he's like, "Yeah, I know."
Same.
But also there's other TikToks that, like, I can't wait to show Carly, or I can't wait to show my friend Lisa, or I can't wait to send to somebody else. And Sean never gets jealous because he wants that for me. He doesn't want to hold, I'm all his.
Yeah.
He wants me to be well-rounded and have other people that I love because he knows I'm committed to him.
Yeah.
But things aren't great unless he's involved. I see, and let's, like, when it's tragic, when it's crazy, when it's Sean. Carly's moving.
She is. He is.
My own fucking shot.
Oh shit.
For everybody who doesn't know, I met Carly on TikTok, and I brought him into my home, and he lives with us, and he's been here for 3 months, and it's changed his life.
Yeah, you can kind of see he's like opened up.
Isn't he amazing? I also need to say, because I'm his mother, his pronouns are he, him, and they, them. Carly is non-binary.
Got it.
I usually refer to he, him, and I've talked to him in depth about this. I refer to him as son, handsome boy. But I also say kiddo, sibling, child.
Like the
human.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but it's time for Carly to move. He has been here for 3 months. He is healed. He has grown. I look at pictures of him when he came here, and I'm like, who is that kid? Versus the person that stands in front of me. And the way that he puts it is, this is safe. It's acceptance. Until he showed up here, he never knew just living daily with the correct pronouns and the correct name and just being loved and being able to breathe. And so he's choosing to move to Arizona to live with somebody else who's a great friend. But not as parents.
Yeah.
This will always be home. My heart will always be his home. I've adopted Carly, not legally, but in my heart, and that's never going to change. I already forgot why I was going to tell you all this. Um, but I know why. We told everybody on a live stream the other night, and I was already crying. Carly has a song for me, and he sang it on the live stream, and I fell apart. And then so after we closed out the live, Sean was on this love seat right here, and I just went and curled up on the ottoman next to him and just lost it.
Aw.
Carly's ready, but I'm not.
Oh. It's your baby.
And and he's sad. He's like, Mom, I won't go. And I'm like, no, this is supposed to happen. Unhealthy relationships, which is all he's known, are moms who are like, why are you leaving? You're leaving me, or what are you doing? Or you can't do this. Healthy relationships hurt. And I think that's important to say, that when you're in an unhealthy relationship, you stay in that shit till it's so icky that you're like, bye.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's parent, child, or sibling, or relationships, or best friends. Like, that just happens. You use it all up till it's so gross you have to run away. Healthy relationships fucking hurt, because I have to say, go fly.
Yeah.
Go fly. And if you break a wing, if you fall down, then come home. I'm always here. You can always come back, but go take every adventure that you can and do it. And so when your best friend says, come move to Arizona and live with me while you get on your feet, fucking go.
Right. Arizona's beautiful too. Experience.
Right? Yes, go. And so I want him to go, and I'm so excited. And so when he was like, Mom, I won't leave, I'm like, no, but I'm going to be sad, and you're going to be sad. But if you just stay till it's icky, like, that's not healthy.
You're going to resent.
Yeah, we both will, because you're not going to be happy. I live in the middle of conservative America, the mountains of Pennsylvania. It is not a place for a giant 6'1" queer human being with purple hair. I'm sorry.
Nope. It's not. No, it's not. You're right.
No. So,
so do you believe, oh, sorry, go.
I'm sorry. But that's like, Sean is my home. That's the person, like, when I am strong for everybody else, he's the person I don't have to be strong for. And that's love. Knowing that he's got me whenever I falter, whenever I fall, whenever I'm not perfect, no matter what I look like, he has me.
Yeah. Do you think, this is my next question. Do you think it, oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll ask while you're pouring. Do you think it is possible to be somebody who has never experienced true love before or real love before and be in love with somebody but not realize that you're in love with somebody?
Yes.
You think that's possible?
Yeah.
What makes you think, oh, sorry, elaborate.
No, go ahead. I want to hear what your question is.
What in your brain do you think will make a person realize if they're in love with somebody? Do you think distance, absence, something like that?
I think I'd sit back and think, can you walk away? And not just can you walk away? Because, see, this is the thing. Some shady bitches. You can tell I'm the mother of sons. Some shady bitches can walk away, but reel that motherfucker back in the second he starts healing.
Yeah.
But can you walk away, and do you want them to love somebody else? Do you want them to call somebody else when their heart's hurting? Do you want somebody else to lay them down and love them in a way you never did? And if the answer is absolutely not, then you're not done yet.
Fuck.
Taking a shot.
I might need a fucking shot or two. Oh, God.
You almost made me choke.
Sorry.
And you don't even have a dick.
It wouldn't be the first time. Oh my god. I think I've been pondering all this love shit again because I'm going through some personal love shit on my own. And like I think it's very possible. But at the same time, when you truly love somebody and they don't know if they love you back or they tell you they don't think that they love you back, you have
I
to you have to set them free, right? Do you think that?
see you're in a totally different world now, baby. You're not talking about where am I? You're talking about where are they
Yeah,
and where are my boundaries?
right. Elaborate. Go off.
So this is the thing.
Mm,
You know what you need.
yeah,
We don't all know what we deserve, but we know what we need.
yeah.
I need these things. I'll talk about myself.
Okay.
I need a man who understands that I'm a whimsical, crazy bitch. That you may come home and I may have every motherfucking mattress in this living room while these couches are in this dining room because we're having a snuggle party. I need someone who understands that I could go ape shit over a TikTok kid and move him into our home. I need a man who understands that you may leave here with me giving you smooches and a lunch pack, and you may come home to a woman in the shower crying her eyeballs out because she doesn't know if she wants to live anymore.
Aw.
I know what I need. I need to be a pillow princess.
Right,
like,
right, right, right.
like, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna take care of you, but only when I know that I am loved,
Yeah.
that I am okay. It's who I am. And so if I have somebody who can't meet that criteria, who's not going to, Sean, I have zero doubt in my mind, in a second, that my man would lay down his life for me. In a
Right.
second. There's no doubt. There's zero. That's the type of man I need in my life. And the reason I need it is because that's the type of man my daddy was for my mother. So if I don't have that, it's not enough. And so the very, very first step to being in a healthy relationship is what do I need? What do I need? And we have to be honest with ourselves about that. We can't lie. We can't say, oh, well, I'm okay. No, bitch, you're not. What do you need at the end of the day? Do you need and it's not just the big stuff like I talked about. It's the simple shit. Like, are you cooking and cleaning toilets or is that person cooking and cleaning toilets?
Right, right, right.
Like, what do you need? And if that person doesn't fulfill those needs, stop fucking hanging on to shitty relationships. Stop it.
Yeah. W
Stop trying to make what's not okay okay. And I kind of want to go on a bender here because
do it. Go
I
off.
have I have a feeling, I have a theory, I have a something. This is something I want to teach from stage one day when COVID doesn't exist. That our parents fuck us up,
Oh my god.
and
Fact.
yeah, facts. I love that guy. Carly and I call him the funny guy, and we only watch him together. And when he moves, I'm like, I'm never watching that funny guy again.
Oh.
so but
Mm,
when we know what we need to stand up for that. We need to
mm.
stop being okay with settling. We need to stop being in shitty relationships. We need to stop not being okay. And we need to stop being ashamed of what we fucking want.
And I think we gotta believe people at face value and stop like, this is what I'm learning, like, I have a girl that I am very much so I know for a fact, in love with, and, she doesn't feel the same way, where she says that, and whether there's a deeper reason because she's afraid or whatever, I could psychoanalyze her all day, every day, right? But at the end of the day, I'm only in control of me and I can only control how I react. And I can't make her if it is due to fear, let's say, I can't make her be unafraid. So I have to take her at face value And as much as it hurts and as much as I fucking love her and I would genuinely take a bullet for her, I have to fucking move forward in life, you know? And in the hopes that maybe someday she'll have a change of heart or realize or whatever. And if she doesn't, then worst case scenario, I fucking move on and find somebody who will, you know, who will know that they love me from the jump. So that's where I'm at right now.
So let me tell you something.
Yes.
My ex-husband walked out the door because he was hooking up with my best friend.
Oh, fuck.
My mom had told me before when he cheated. I called my mom with 2 daughters, me with 2 daughters. Addie was a baby. Joanne was 2. They're now 24 and 26. And I called my mom and I said, "Can I come home?" I'm like, "He's cheating. He's at strip clubs. He cheats when he goes out of town. He fucking sends me flowers every time he fucks somebody else." I literally had this archway in my house, and every time roses showed up at the door and he was out of town, I took him out of the vase, I tied him in a rubber band, I hung him upside down, and I nailed him like goddamn. Oh, I'm really mad because I don't say that. I nailed him. That's like my fuck. I'll say fuck all day, but I don't say GD. If I say GD, I'm mad.
or drunk.
Yeah, exactly. I'm both right now. I nailed him to that archway, and it was covered 1.5 sides by the time we separated. It was who he was, and I called my mom and I said, I need to come home. Now, I'm not talking about some 45-year-old woman. I'm talking about a 21-year-old girl with an infant and a 2-year-old who just wanted to come home to her parents because her husband was cheating on her.
Yeah.
And my mom said no. My mom said men cheat, Jill. It's what they do.
Ooh.
And Clinton was an issue at the time. And she was like, it's just like the president. If it had been JFK, the press would cover it up. But now they're like, I don't know what you young kids are doing. And let's get political for a second. So I was like, whoa, I can't come home. And she said, it's not dangerous. He doesn't hit you. He didn't. He doesn't drink all the money away. He didn't. He sleeps with other women, but he takes care of you and he takes care of the kids. Now you do your job. Obviously, my mom's in her 80s. Now you do your job.
Yeah.
And you take care of that house and those kids and you do right by him. Have a good day. And 2 more kids later, we walked out the door for my best friend because my mom was right. The stripper wasn't dangerous. The woman he fell in love with was.
Shit.
She just so happened to be my best friend. I handpicked that bitch. And
Jeez.
yeah, and I was like, I wasn't okay. I wasn't ready to tear apart my family, Tori. I wasn't ready to walk away.
Yeah.
I have emails and mixed tapes
Okay.
and everything that's just like, what are you doing? 9/11 happened when we separated. And in my mind, I'm like, 3,000 plus people just lost their lives. People lost their spouses. They lost their significant others. What are you doing to our kids?
Right.
I've loved you since I was a little girl, since I was 12 years old. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But he wasn't in love anymore. He wasn't in love anymore.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hold him to me. And that was the biggest lesson I've learned in life, is that you can never hold a person to you.
Yeah. You gotta.
You've got to let them go.
Yeah.
You've got to let them go and be their own person and go through their own things and whatever. And I don't give a fuck if that motherfucker is stalking me in looks. He has asked me for money. He has asked me for sex. I'm fucking even. And his wife, the soulmate that motherfucker left me for, fucking left him for his best friend.
Whoa. Get the fuck out of here. No way.
Yeah.
Karma.
Karma bites you like a bitch. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad I was here to watch. But it's just, but at the same time, I love that man to the ends of the earth. I love him to the ends of the earth. I love him now. Not the way that I love Sean. It's weird. It's morphed into the like this sibling love. We give each other shit, but I will hang out with him anytime he wants. I'll have lunch with him. I'll
Wow.
hang out with our older kids together. Um, and at the same time, I want to punch him in the face because he said things to Charlie like, well, if you're going to be a lesbian, can't you still look like a girl? Or if you're going to be trans man and you want me to call you a dude, then get a dick. And I've called him and I've been like, really? Like, you need fucking bottom surgery to accept our son? Are you kidding me?
So he wasn't for you anyway. Y'all were on sound like you were on two separate sides of the.
No, I would not be mama if that man was still in my life.
Right, right. And I guess everything happens for a reason.
It does.
Without saying too much, like that person was my person. And so I guess that's hard, you know?
Without saying too much and getting my ass up and getting in your face because I'm your mama too. You can call me. I
I
don't
know.
just want to be this person. Like, I would love to be your friend. Like,
We
your
are.
best friend about shit that can't ever be said anywhere. You can call me and we can do this that's not recorded. And I will be here for you every
Oh
step of
my
the
God,
way.
I would fucking love to do this with you in private. Like if we're talking about this shit right now, I can only imagine the deep fucking laundry that we'd be airing out.
Yeah.
Because I got, oh girl.
When you message me and you're like, my head's in the knots in the right space, like I sent the joking, I'll leave Dado tomorrow and I'm all on my way. But like, I want to be your friend.
I
Like
know.
that friend. Like I'm still here. I'm still that bitch, girl.
You
Like
are that bitch. I love you, my bitch.
so don't ever be afraid. And this goes out to everybody who is listening. Stop fucking being afraid to be a burden.
I know that's my problem.
Just shoot your shot. I'm not talking about relationships. I'm talking about friendships. Shoot your motherfucking shot.
Shoot your
And the
friendship
people,
shot.
exactly. And the people who don't show up, the people who were like, oh, I'm tired, or I ain't got time, or why are you always negative? Cool. Now you know where they are. They're like the cool friend you can hang out with when you're drinking, but they're not there for you at 2 a.m. when you're ready to lose your shit.
Yeah. That's honestly, that's where I've been, you know, like I'm trying to that's who I am, is that person that puts the smile on and stuff like that. Sometimes it's a front, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I'm genuinely feeling good, but as of late, that's where I'm at, you know, like I just I miss her. And I know that there's nothing I can do. So it's almost like a helpless feeling, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's
I told Carly the other day, I said, if I wasn't crying, if I didn't love you this deeply, I never did.
aw.
And but that, and that's a motherly, that's a platonic, but it's just the same. Like, dude, you can't switch that shit off.
No, no, you can't.
I literally for like weeks when my husband walked out the door, I literally like shit my pants. I'm not joking, because anything I put in my body just went right through it, and like I fucking shit my pants taking my kids to gymnastics, and had to get back in the car and try to explain to 2 and 4-year-old. I'm like, we gotta go. Like, mom shit her pants, but like I was sick, I was ill, like I didn't understand, where did I go wrong, how could I have changed it, how could I have fixed it, is there something I could say, is there something I could do,
Can
like
do.
don't you fucking understand, I would die for you.
Right. You know what fucks me up? I'm gonna tell you exactly what fucks me up. Is this idea, right? And I don't, you know me, like you know me in real life. Like I don't take what people say in the comments and stuff like that to heart. Like I don't think I'm big shit because people comment that, you know, and whatever. But when I look, what fucks me up the most is like I am in love with this one person and only have eyes for this one person. and this one person doesn't feel that way about me, right? And then here are 200 and something thousand women who are constantly commenting, the person who gets you is going to be so fucking lucky to have you. And it's like, well, why can't that person that I love feel that fucking way about me? Like, you know what I mean? That's what fucks me up.
Yeah, so somebody commented the other night. It's interesting that we're going on through the exact same, like totally different thing, because I'm talking about Carly as a non-binary child, and you're talking about a woman that you love.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Somebody commented the other night while I'm sobbing on a live stream, Mama, does this mean that you'll pick somebody else to move in?
Oh,
And my heart's like, you can't replace my child.
right, right, right,
And so I get you, Tori. Like, I have a million babies saying, bitch, just let me move in. You'll be fine.
right,
And my heart's going, where is my baby?
right. Yes. Oh my God, girl. My mother looked at me and was like,
Uh,
you have all these women that want you. Like, and I'm just like, it's not I just want this one woman. Like, it's it, you know?
yeah, yeah. And so I get you.